Hello, hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Shruti Space, a mindful corner where we talk about spirituality, law of attraction, mindfulness, and everything that helps us understand our inner world a little better each day. And today's reflection was actually inspired from a post of Speaking Tree, which was when the shoe fits, the foot is forgotten. Now, when I came across this article from the Times of India newspaper, it instantly took me at a pause. Because when we think about it, it's not just about comfort, it's about awareness, it's about ego, and it's about presence. So let's talk more about it, shall we? And also, a quick note as always, the journal prompts, everything, the chapter notes will be on the screen and also in the description box below. So you can head over to there if you're not interested in listening to the intro a little bit. But let's catch up a bit. How are we all doing? I hope we are having an amazing time today. And it's so good to get back to you guys and talk to you. Well, you have already read the topic for the day, which is when the shoe fits, the foot is forgotten. When our outer world is aligned so much with our inner truth, we stop struggling, we stop pretending, and then we simply become as we are. But as we humans are, we often act from the place of self rather than from the ego. The ego makes us believe that we need something, that there's something materialistic possession, or there is something internal possession, maybe some titles. We tend to be more stronger, lovable, we compete, and we chase to become something rather than being something. When life moves and makes us go through tremendous amount of cycles, from birth to rebirth, from highs to lows, from beginnings to endings, the endings makes us understand that there is always a death to some part of becoming something that we tried or intended to be. And then comes the birth, where we realize that there is a new fresh start, where being is more important than becoming. But of all these experiences, what is simply that we are trying to learn? It is helping us to release the parts of ourselves that we are not. It is realizing that when we try to become, we forget being. So we should rather just let go of becoming and let it all fall into place. The ego always thinks identities, labels, titles, but the true self doesn't need any label. It just simply is in the present, in the now. When you finally stop forcing yourself to come and fall into these shapes which are given to us by the society, that you do not belong, the wrong shoe that you were wearing for so long, you realize that it is all external. It's not about who you do or what you want to achieve. It's more so about being present without resistance. Even in our emotions like anger, frustration, we often realize that the other person on whom we were angry is nothing or has nothing to do with what is in the internal we are angry about. It is our ego reacting of being hurt or unseen or misunderstood. Now, the real work begins when we ask, why did this trigger me? Instead of asking, why did they do that triggered me? Because every time when we are against something, we create friction within our own self. The peace is found not in resistance, but in understanding. So when the shoe fits, when the self aligns, the foot is forgotten. We no longer walk towards peace, we walk as peace. We stop chasing, we start being. We aren't anything that we are aspiring to become, we just are being it. So, this was, I think, my idea on the same. I do want to talk a little bit about its interpretation when you do think of it in a deep sense. So, for example, when you think there are different things that you would want to evaluate within yourself. So, here the shoe, which the topic is talking about the roles, the identities that you wear, and the foot is actually your real self. And when the shoe, which is the ego and the persona, fits too tightly, we become and feel discomfort, which is suffering. When it fits well, we forget both and we just try and become who we are. And based on this, we have obviously journal prompts. But this was my interpretation and my understanding of the topic. Do let me know what are your views on the same, and I would love to interact and talk more about it. It was something that really struck and gave me new insight about my own self. So, if it was quite relatable to you as well, write it in the comments below and let's have a quick chat. And there are three journal prompts that are mentioned in the description box below. But I would want to talk about one which is like the most closest to me, which is if I stopped defining myself by what I do, what would remain? And this is, I think, mostly aligned with what we talked about right now. It is like a mirror to our themes. It stripes away what is ego driven, which is about identities, and it makes you rediscover yourself from the self and from all the societal conditioning, or maybe your internal or external conditioning. So, yeah, dive deep into all of these prompts. Tell me how your day was. Tell me what is the new thing that you are trying to being rather than becoming, and give yourself the space that you need. Listen to Shrit Space. And yeah, this is me, Shrit Space, signing off. Thank you for listening to me. It has been amazing talking on these topics. And yeah, if this reflection resonated with you, take a few moments today to simply be without the labels, without becoming, and just you. Because we love you. And in our space, we all are as our individual selves. And remember, when the shoe fits, the foot is forgotten. See ya.